A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw is Rodgers. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. It was just 3rd down and short, but he bit off a little extra.
I would say way more than he could chew, but he chewed up all that yardage in a big way. And that, to me, that was a combination of offensive line, stacked defense, and they handled it. Okay, they got the leverage, they got the blocking angles, and opened up a nice crease. And once you get past that first wave, there's room to roam.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd play from scrimmage. They wanted to avoid that 3 and out. They did. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. That one goes for 24 yards. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Here's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Rodgers now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. There goes a gain of 4. And that'll bring up 4th been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We're always talking about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert it. And they turn it away. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Someone's looking fresh, and his own line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a give running left is Nwangu. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there,
and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devondre Campbell, nice play to get in there and drop him.
One of the league's best linebackers. He ended that play almost before it began. And the running back, absolutely overmatched no matter what he tried to do.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Herbert's throw taken in by Hawkinson here. And he's got some space here. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
they suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert. They'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. Touchdown, Vikings. 33 yards. And the Vikings push the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener. And they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in Week 3 and then Chicago in Week 5. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Nice play defensively, and that brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. He'll find Jones again. Complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Now Rodgers. That's complete to Dobbs. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. Bo Melton with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Packers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 in 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there. And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up? Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
They certainly had a good game from him.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Crosby is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Herbert. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Chandler. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff to Chandler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. It's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Nixon now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. 91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Throwing is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. And it's a Packers touchdown. Donald Parham from 4 yards out. And the Packers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 17-14.
Packers 17, Vikings 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've had to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
Here's Chandler. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers Packers are going to take possession of the football.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about position.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Vikings 14. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he's got room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. They'll go right back to Nwangu. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. That's complete to Chandler on the check down. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Up the middle, Nwangu. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Joseph connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nixon now from his end zone. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Drops it to Jones in the flat. On the move past the 40. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. And just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 109 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. Now swing pass for Dillon. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Pistol to give to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Now Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. As again, with still a minute 20 left to go in the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will add 3 more to their lead and pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Fields this way up at the 17. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Throwing quickly, that's caught by Brown out wide. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Herbert going to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
With no timeouts left, that's a dangerous proposition. Work in the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, that one fell incomplete.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Throwing, Herbert. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. The dramatic score to tie it, and now they just need the PAT to get the lead late fourth quarter.
So much for the touchdown maker. It's all about the extra point attempter. And I can't wait to see how this one turns out.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Nixon now from his end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy
fighting through it, he's got space. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. To throw is Rodgers. He'll go right back to Tunyon. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And Jones has it over the middle. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
And Crosby's kick is good. The veteran Mason Crosby comes through like he's done so many times before. And there'll be some happy cheeseheads tonight as the Packers have won the game. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win. So for the Packers, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory to take the season opener. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.